First of all, I have my Sastang Dandavat Puspanjali. My heart like flowers thousands and thousands of times at the lotus feet of my holy master. Asmadiya Parvaradhatama Guru Pada Padma. Nitya-lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad. Ashtotara Satasmad Rupa Charivaya. Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. Secondly, after my pranam thousands of times at the lotus feet of my Sri Rupa Gaudiya Guru Parampara. And after my pranam to the some of Vaishnavas and Vaishnavas. So, we are hearing from the Bhagavatamrita Kanna of Srila Vishwacharya Thakur. And we have discussed Pakat-lila, Apakat-lila, the Apakat-lila of Goloka and Gokul, and how these two are manifested, mixed together in the Prakat-lila in this world. How the Prakat-lila is eternal in the sense that it is the Aprakat-lila, just manifested here, and also in the sense that it's moving, as the sun moves through 12 signs of the zodiac. And so Krishna appears only once in a day of Brahma on this earth, because there are unlimited material universes, and each one has earth planets, and each earth has a Mathura, Dwarka and Braj. And when Krishna's baby pastimes become unmanifest from here, they become manifest somewhere else. And then his childhood pastimes, Vrndavan, manifested here. And when they disappear, they manifest in the next place. And then his childhood that was, babyhood that was in the other places goes to the next place. And in this way, it takes one full day of Lord Brahma to do the circumambulation of all the unlimited material universes until the appearance of Krishna again comes back to this universe. So, now, Srila Vishwacharya Thakur is saying that Mausol-lila and Mahisi-haran-lila, these two are called indrajal or krtrim. What does that mean? Well, first of all, we are looking at the two lilas mentioned here, Mausol-lila and Mahisi-haran-lila. Mausol-lila, we mentioned yesterday that the children of the Yaduvans, they disguised Samba as a woman, and they made her look pregnant and asked the sages, "Oh sages, please tell us, will it be a boy or a girl?" So, very disrespectful. One should not behave in any disrespectful way or make jokes. One should not make jokes with one's superiors. Joking is symptom of sakyaras, not tasyaras. So, for example, it is said that even though the grandparents of Krishna, they have Vatsalya Bhav to Krishna, it's mixed with Sakya. Why? Because they joke with him. So joking is part of friendship. Arjun, Bhimsen, They have Sakya Bhav to Krishna. But Draupadi, yes, also Sakya. She also jokes with Krishna, like a friend. So Krishna calls Draupadi Sakhi. So, but in the association of advanced devotees, don't make jokes because it's very easy to make aparad, friends. So they came and they said, is it a boy or a girl? So among those rishis was Durvasa. Don't joke with Durvasa for sure. Durvasa Rishi is an angsa of Mahadev, Lord Shiva, so he's Ashutosh. Very easily pleased and also very easily angered. He has long jata, dreadlocks in his beard also. And he does very hard tapasya. He has all the yoga siddhis. He can fly in the sky. If you give a curse, you should die. Then no one can save you. If you say, become a crocodile, at once you turn into a crocodile. You know, this history. No? Once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nitya-lila Prabhu and his associates, they were doing kirtan in Godrundwip. And as they were doing kirtan, one big crocodile came out from the Ganga and touched the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And as soon as he touched his lotus feet, he manifested his form as a boy. And Mahaprabhu said, oh, tell us who you are. He said, oh, I am a naughty boy. Once I saw one rishi meditating in the forest here. It was Durvasa. And I took a knife and I thought, he is in trance, he cannot feel anything. What will happen if I cut off one jata? Because the yogis, they store their shakti in their jata. So he came and immediately Durvasa came out from his trance and gave a curse to him, you should become a crocodile. And then the boy was crying, no, please, please, please. Okay, you can become a crocodile here. For hundreds of years in the Ganga. But after some time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will come with his kirtan party and he will liberate you. So, Durvasa Rishi is very, very powerful. So Durvasa said to the boys, oh, you will give birth to a lump of iron which will destroy the whole Yadu dynasty. So then, a lump of iron came from under his cloth, Sambha's cloth. And then the young Yadavas, they were afraid to tell Krishna. They went to Ugrasen Maharaj. Ugrasen Maharaj said, just file down the iron block until it becomes powder and then throw it in the ocean. Then it cannot harm anyone. So then they had it ground into powder until there was only a small piece left. Then they threw the powder in the ocean and the small piece they also threw in the ocean. Then what happened? There were very ill omens. And Krishna decided to go with all the men of the Yadu dynasty on pilgrimage to Prabhas, famous holy place, and do yagyas there to alleviate the inauspiciousness, the impending inauspiciousness to the dynasty. So when they were there, the warriors, all of the same family, the Yadu clan, they drank wine made from rice wine and became intoxicated. And those iron filings washed up on the beach there, and they had grown into grass, very long blades of grass made of iron. So you can cut yourself on a small blade of grass. So what do you think? Razor sharp, came out like this. And when they were drunk, a fight broke out. And they ripped up this razor-sharp iron grass and began to fight with each other. And thousands of Yadu bunks, they all killed each other. No one was left. And Krishna was very relaxed. He went and he sat down on the shore of a lake with his foot on his leg like this, sitting like this, leaning against a pipal tree. So that small piece of iron that was thrown in the ocean was swallowed by a fish. And this fish was caught by a hunter. And when he cut open the fish, he found this piece of iron. He thought, oh, this will make a very good head for an arrow. And he put it on the shaft, an arrow. Then one day he was hunting, and he thought that he saw a deer coming to sip water at that lake where Krishna was sitting. But it was actually what he saw, but not clearly. It was actually Krishna's foot. And he shot the arrow at what he thought was a deer, and the arrow went into the foot of Krishna. Then that hunter came and saw he had shot Krishna in the foot. And he bowed down to him, please forgive me. Krishna said, no problem. Why? In your previous life you were Bali. Mrigayoriva kapindam vidyade lugda dharma. We mentioned the other day how Lord Ram, he made a deal with Sugriv. Lord Ram's wife had been kidnapped by Ravan, and Sugriv's wife had been taken away by his brother Bali, king of the Banaras. So they made a deal, I will help you get your wife back, you will help me get my wife back. So Lord Ram went, and from a hidden place like a hunter behind a tree, he shot Bali with an arrow. Now that Bali became that hunter and came and in this life shot him. So Krishna is showing by his own example how karmas, whatever you will do, you will not get away with it. It will come back for sure. Don't think no one is watching. Krishna sees everything. Everything will come back. So, in this way Krishna was shot in the foot. And he had the pastime of dying. This is called Mausol-lila. Mausol means a pestle. That which is used for grinding spices. So this lump of iron was a Mausol. Mausol can mean a club also. So, this is called Mausol-lila. Years before, Durvasa Rishi had come to Dwarka. And Krishna, along with his all family members, bowed down to him and worshipped him. And they made so much nice food and offered it to him, but he did not eat anything. So then all took rest, and in the middle of the night at 12 o'clock, Durvasa Rishi got up. He said, Jai Sri Radha Shama Sundar Ji ki Jai. Said, I want sweet rice, kheer. So then at once Rukmini prepared kheer for him. And then in the middle of the night, it's very inconvenient, and she placed it before Durvasa. So then Durvasa didn't eat it. So then he said, oh Krishna, I want you to smear this kheer all over your body. So then Krishna, he's shown the example how Grihastha Vaishnavas, if any great sadhu comes, they should do the utmost to serve that sadhu and please that sadhu in all respects. So then Krishna, without asking any questions, he took the kheer and smeared the sweet rice. And Rukmini, being his wife has to follow the husband, so Rukmini also took the kheer and Smeared everywhere. So then Durvasa said, "Oh, I want to ride in your chariot." So then Krishna told his son, "Bring the chariot." So they brought the chariot, Krishna's chariot with horses. So then Durvasa said, "No horses, take the horses away." So then they unhooked the horses. And then he got on the chariot. He said, "Rukmini, pull the chariot." So then Rukmini took the yoke of the chariot and she tried to pull, but she fell on the ground. She could not pull it. And Krishna was just standing there very humbly. So then Durvasa, he got down from the chariot. So there is Krishna, Rukmini and other family members in the middle of the night, covered in sweet rice. Durvasa Rishi said, "I am very pleased with you. So I give you the benediction that you will be invincible. But one thing, that wherever you smear the sweet rice, you'll be invincible. But one thing, you did not follow my order completely, because you put the key everywhere but not on the soles of your feet. And so there you will be vulnerable. And this is why Krishna was shot in the foot. 2 reasons, and both of the reasons are Durvasa Rishi. On the one hand, he could not be penetrated anywhere except for the sole of his foot, according to the Naravat human-like pastime. And on the other hand, it was Durvasa who gave a curse to the whole Yadu dynasty because of the naughty behavior of the boys of the Yadus. So, this lila is called the Mausol-lila. How the whole Yadu Bansh was destroyed. The second lila told here is called Mahisi-haran-lila. This is mentioned in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. When Arjuna arrives in Hastinapur and he's looking very sad, and Yudhishthira said, "What's wrong?" In his heart he knows what's wrong, but he cannot bring himself to say it. He's very emotional. He said, "Oh, why are you sad? Were you unable to protect someone? Did you take your meal alone?" He gave a whole list of things why a person may become depressed. But Arjuna, he can bring himself to say why. In the end, Yudhishthira Maharaj says, "Oh, is it that? Our dearmost Krishna, his pastimes, the sun of his pastimes has finally set in this world." So the example of the sun is perfect. Because when the sun is setting here, it's rising somewhere else. The appearance and disappearance of the sun is relative to your angle of vision. So Krishna never comes and goes. Krishna is always doing his lila. Only on one planet he's appearing, on another planet he's playing, in another he's disappearing. When he's disappearing on one planet, he's appearing somewhere else. So he said, the sun of Krishna is, as the sun of Krishna set. So then Arjuna told what had happened to Yudhishthira Maharaj. And then all Pandavas, they took off their armor and crowns. Without even talking to each other, they set off and they walked up and up the Himalayas. The path is called the Swagarohana. Last year when we went to the Himalayas, we walked on this path. Very intense place of separation from Krishna after Krishna's disappearance. So, at that time, Arjuna explained to Yudhishthira Maharaj that before Krishna had left this world, he left instructions that Arjuna should take his queens to Hastinapur. So, Parikshit Maharaj and Bhadranabh, Krishna's great grandson, along with the queens, they set out from Dwarka and they came to Braj here first. And there is the pastime at Uddhav Kund, where they were doing kirtan of Krishna, and Uddhav manifested from a blade of grass and began to speak Srimad Bhagavatam to them. And after that, Vajranath became the king of Mathura. And Arjun from Hastinapur came to bring the queens from Mathura to Hastinapur. And as Arjun was bringing the queens, then he was attacked. Some gopas, some cowherd people with bows and arrows attacked him. And Arjun did not even have the strength to fight, to draw his Gandiva bow. And at once they came and kidnapped all the queens. And he lost them. So there's very deep, deep mystery behind the stealing of the queens. We will tell it when we go to Kamyavan. Do you know Bimal Kund? King Bimal Raj. In previous life, these queens were his daughters. So that pastime will tell that. But this is called Mahisi-haran-lila, the pastimes of Krishna's queens being stolen from Arjun after the disappearance of Krishna from this world. So here, Srila Vishnu Thakur is saying, this lila is called indrajal or krtrim. Krtrim means artificial lila, make believe. It never happened. It's only for show. Indrajal means a magic show. So Srila Vishnu Thakur was giving the example that once there was a magician, and this magician, he came into the palace of one king, and he came with his wife and 2 small children. So the king and queen and all the members of the royal court, they were very eager to see a show. So then this magician, he set up 2 poles standing in the ground, and there was a very thin rope that went from one to the other. So then he took a dolak, drum, and his wife, she put a pot on her head, and she put a pot on the other pot and another pot on top of that pot. And she took a big stick in her hands, and she climbed up and got onto the rope, and then she began to tightrope walk across the rope with the many pots on her head. So then her husband underneath, who was playing the dolak, he began to play so many very exotic rhythms. And as he was playing the rhythms, exactly she was dancing on the tightrope with the pots in a very wonderful way to all of his rhythms. And everyone was very charmed by this beautiful performance. So then, when she came down, then the queen was very happy, and she took off a very valuable golden necklace. And she came and she gave it to the wife of the magician. So just then the 2 children, they came running, "Oh mommy, mommy, give me, give me." And one of the children grabbed the necklace. Then the other one grabbed, and they began to fight over the necklace. So then at the same time, the fight became very ferocious, and both of them pulled out a knife, and they stabbed each other at the same time. And the 2 children, they fell on the ground, dead. So then the mother, she was distraught, she was weeping, "Oh my sons, I cannot live without you." And then she took one of the knives, and then she cut her own throat and fell down. There was blood everywhere. And then the magician, he couldn't believe what happened, and he grabbed a sword from someone and he cut off his own head, and all happened so fast no one could stop them. Then everyone in the court was so depressed, and the sabha, the assembly for that day, it was over, and everyone returned to their rooms, and the servants of the king came and took the bodies and burnt them, and they cleaned the palace, and then everyone was depressed. Then the next day, one letter arrived. One messenger delivered the letter to the king, and he opened the letter. He said, "My dear king, I am the magician. You have given me a reward for our first performance. but you have not given any reward for our second performance. What? We are all alive and well and very healthy, and this is our address, if you are curious to see us and reward us for the second performance. So the king couldn't believe it, he made an announcement to everyone. So then the king got on a chariot, everyone wanted to see, and he came with his queen and family members and all the members of the court to the place that was described in the letter. And when they arrived there, there was one house, and the wife of the magician came out of the house wearing the gold necklace. And the magician came, and the children were playing in the garden. So this is called indrajal. Magic, like hypnotism. You know? Sometimes there are the magicians, they can hypnotize everyone in the whole audience. In India there was a famous magician, his name was P.C. Sarkar. Like Gurudev gave this example, that at the time when the British were ruling in India, they requested him to make a performance. And they told, we are very busy, but in the afternoon, from the 4 o'clock till 6 o'clock, that's when we drink tea. So this is our time. So you come and perform at that time. So all the members of the ruling class, they came, and they were waiting, they came exactly at 4 o'clock. And they were waiting, and 1 hour passed, and then finally he came. And he came onto the stage. And then they began to criticize him. What are you doing? We don't have so much time. You're 1 hour late. Then he said, I have already begun the show. Everyone look at your watches. And they looked, and it was 4 o'clock. By the power of hypnotism, he made them think 1 hour had passed, when only 1 minute had passed. They were very impressed. So, Srila Vishnu Thakur said, if an ordinary magician or hypnotist can make such astonishing illusions, then what to speak of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, who can make millions and millions of magicians like them? It's not a problem at all. So some of Krishna's Leelas are aprakat, some are prakat. Some are Gokul-tattva, some are Golok-tattva. Some are Nitya-lila, some are naimitik-lila, some are krtrim, make-believe, artificial, indrajal. They have no existence at all. But they're only done as a show to the people of the world to hide the nityata, the eternality of Krishna's Leela. Because if Krishna, everyone will see that Krishna is, an aeroplane comes and he gets on the aeroplane with all his associates and then they fly to the spiritual sky. Then even the demons, everyone will know, oh, maybe he was God. But Krishna's Leela is very confidential. So he hides the eternality of his Leela by being killed and dying, like an ordinary person. So in this way, by indrajal or krtrim-lila, the nityata, the eternality of Krishna's Leela is hidden from the empresses and demons. Some pastimes of Krishna, they are not nitya from the eternal spiritual world, they are called naimitik-lila. And so, examples of naimitik-lila is killing demons. Because there are no demons in the spiritual world. Demons are here. And when the transcendental reality is manifested in this world, when the Sat, the eternal truth, manifests in the plane of Asat, untruth, then there's a big disturbance. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur has said this, that when the truth makes its appearance in the realm of untruth, it makes a big disturbance. And therefore, always around a pure devotee, there's a big wall of controversy. Not so easy to go through the wall of controversy and confusion around a pure devotee. Like our Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. How many people were against him? We heard today Srila Param Pujapad Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Maharaj was saying how the Brahmins of Kulya tried to kill Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And they attacked his Parikrama party. And when the police came to him and said, "Do you want to press charges?" He said, "Why will I press charges? We would have had to spend lakhs and lakhs of rupees to do as much advertising as we will have now, because it was in all the newspapers that the smarter Brahmins of Kulya and Sahajas and others, they attacked the Parikram party. There was a big riot. And now thousands of people will hear about the Gaudiya Math and the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Navadvip Parikrama and everything. So they have done a very good service to us. So Srila Bhishma Dev, he said, those who they speak ill of others behind their back, they're worse than dogs. And those who, if someone criticizes them, but they never say a word in return. And if someone beats them, they don't strike them back. And if someone does bad to them, then they respond to that person as if they are very pious and they have done a very good activity. Then that person's association is sought after by all the gods of the universe. And that this is the path of success in spiritual life. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is a classic example of the truth powerfully manifesting in this world, making a big disturbance everywhere. So, because it polarizes the situation, and those who have very strong material desires, asuric tendencies, then it comes out. And all the demons, they come from here and there, from all over the universe to attack Krishna. But Krishna very easily, he defeats them all. Why? Because when the asat touches the sat, then the asat becomes purified. And so Krishna does not really kill the demons. Krishna, he gives them a good destination. Sometimes he gives them Prem even, and sends them to Golok. When Vishnu inside, all avatars are inside Krishna, it is Krishna, Vishnu inside Krishna, who kills the demons. So, the killing of demons, this is a naimitik-lila. That means it is not going on everywhere and not going on in the same way. Because, here Srila Vishwanath Thakur is saying that if Krishna kills a demon, and then in another universe, the same demon comes again. And in another universe, and another day of Brahman, the same demon comes again and again. Then this will be a fault. Because he's liberating them, and then they become conditioned again, and then liberating, they become conditioned again, like this. So the pastimes of killing demons and so on, they are naimitic, and they're always different. And performed in different ways with different types of demons. Now, the names of Krishna related to the killing of demons, these names are Nitya. They are sung in the spiritual world. We sing every morning. Putana Gatana, Kaitavasatana, and so on. Even though the Leelas may be different. Aghasur, Agha means sins, the sinful demon. Putana, who is not pure. So for the eternal associates, the Leela here and the Leela there, from their perspective, they have no idea that there are two Leelas. The residents of Braj. Because the residents of Braj, they cannot think, I am in the spiritual sky when they are there in Apakana, and when they come in they cannot think, now I am in the material world. Because it will be Aishwarya Gyan. The residents of Braj think themselves to be ordinary conditioned souls. Whether they are here or there, it's the same for them. So from our perspective we can say there are no demons. In the Apakat-lila, it is only naimitik-lila in this Prakat-lila in this world. We can tell. But those who are in the lila, they have no awareness of the difference between the two lilas. Those who are in the Golok-lila, they can be aware that sometimes I'm in Golok and sometimes here. And so when the associates are in the Golok-lila, there's some Aishwarya Bhav. That's when you hear stories like Krishna said, I'm going to the material world, and Radharani said, I don't want to go unless you're the first person that I see. There are stories like this. And anyone is cursing Krishna to become Shalagram Shila and all these kinds of pastimes, how they come to this world. This is all Golok-tattva. So if someone is absorbing this type of Purana Katha and accepting this to be Krishna-lila, they cannot enter into Ragamarg. They cannot enter into Raganuga Bhakti. This is understand the importance of Kram, Shuddha, Shravan, Dasha. Because you can hear all these kathas, but if you don't discriminate between the Golok tattvas and the Gokul tattvas, what will happen? No Raganuga Bhakti. Understand, these are very Shukshma Siddhanta. So, the gopis, they sing all these names of Krishna. Putana, Gahatana, Kaitabashatana, and so on. They even call him Kamsari, the enemy and killer of Kamsa. But in the Nitya-lila, he did not know. But they have heard about Krishna's horoscope from Purnamasi Devi. So they know even what demons he may kill in the future. But the future never comes. But still they may use the words like Kamsari and so on. Also Keshi Dama. We know that Krishna killed Keshi. And we go to the Keshi god. But you cannot feel the bhav of this lila unless you know that Krishna killed Keshi on his last day in Vrndavan. The next day he left. Then you can feel what it means, Keshi Ghat. It was where Krishna was playing on his last day in Vrndavan. So, now, in the commentary, Srila Vishnu Thakur is saying, quoting the last two verses of what we have left of the Brahma Samhita. Shriya Kanta Kantama Paramapurusha Kalpa Taravo Drumavu Mischintamani Maitayam Amritam Tathaganam Natyam Gamanam Api Bangsi Priyasaki Chidanandam Jyoti Param Api Tadaswadhyam Apicha Sayatta Kirabhi Stavati Surabhipyas Cha Sumahan Nimeisa Dakhyo Va Brajati Yathapi Samaya Bhaje Sweta Dvipam Tamaham Hiya Gokulam Nityam Vedantaste Santa Chiti Vilachara Katipayi. These are the last two verses of the Brahma Samhita chapter that was discovered by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And from this we can also get a glimpse of why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was astonished and in ecstasy to hear this Brahma Samhita. Why he made copies of it and distributed it to his intimate associates. Here it's saying, Sriya Kanta Kanta Paramapurusha, in that divine realm. And in Brahma Samhita, Golok and Gokul are described. Sahasra Patra Kamalam Gokulakyam Mahatpadam. In the beginning, there is 1,000-petaled lotus flower, and the central Karnikara, the seed part, is called Gokul. You see, there's the 1,000-petaled lotus flower, Krishna in the middle. So, he's describing that divine realm. There is only one Purush, Krishna, and he has many lovers in the form of the gopis. All the trees there are desire trees. All the dust there is made of Chintamani. The water there is Amrita. The ordinary speaking there is like song. And the ordinary walking there is like dance. What does it mean? It means if ordinary walking is like dancing, then what is the dancing like? If the ordinary speaking comes like singing poetry, then what is the singing like? Anyone cannot explain? So now, a very deep and important mystery about this Golok-tattva and Gokul-tattva will be revealed. But now it's time for Aarti. So we'll explain tomorrow. Or tomorrow morning, please come. Bhajans at 8 o'clock till 9. Then at 9 we vacate the temple room because